digital age.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm still preparing this a little bit. However, today we are going to talk about lighting stuff. Yes, indeed, it's lunchtime. So I was eating my sandwich and making some coffee and stuff. Because, well, you gotta keep yourself fed and wet. So I also have some coffee. It's not the best coffee out there, but go with the flow then. I hope the volume is up to par. Can extend it a little bit. Well, about lighting, I can show you what I
Welcome to the
yeah.
digital age.
How about I turn it up all the way? Yeah, I'm getting a lot of peaks now. Yeah, I actually don't have in-ears, I have monitor speakers. And that's pretty loud. But hey, if it works, then... Just let me check. Sounds alright. The music is quiet, that's true, but that's what we need because this is not a music stream. I can turn my EQ up a bit as well, just to get a bit more loudness in there. Is this better? Sure, no problem. Yeah, this is not a music stream, this is like more of a technical thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's really a background thingy. Because I promised my viewers to talk about lighting and things that are a little bit complex for some people, or for a lot of people to understand. So first off, I'm gonna show you my lighting setup. And the camera isn't the best one as well, but I got a pointy roof. And I can hang some stuff in there without being it in the way. And that was proper English as well, but who cares? So I've got a few LED bars on the bottom, I've got a laser, I've got like a few par lights, and on the top of the screen you can see two derbies with strobe functionality. So that's about the hardware setup. I'm using DMX to control everything. So every light has a number and a group of channels which all can hold a value. And with my lighting software I can send those channels and values over to the lights, and then they respond to whatever I send them. So basically I'm using a few tools for that. The lighting setup really isn't that important as long as you got your DMX channels correct and put everything in master mode. Most lights have master or slave mode, but since we're using DMX that's not really the problem. So I'm switching to my PC display to let you guys see where the magic happens. So I put the cameras over the chat because you can see what happens and you guys can still check out this idiot on screen talking. But first off, we have a program called Loop MIDI. And basically Loop MIDI is a tool to create MIDI channels or MIDI ports that you can send data over. And as you can see, I have 3 of them. First one is for StreamerBot, which I don't actually use yet. For the future, I have the plan to let the audience control my lighting as well. So I can do that with StreamerBot. People can put in commands at the chat, and then StreamerBot will take over and will make sure the lights respond to the commands or the redeemables. Really depends on how you want to do this, but StreamerBot has a separate port. Second one is BeatLink Trigger, and BeatLink Trigger is a tool that takes over or looks inside Pro DJ Link. So everything that you see here worked with Pro DJ Link. Unfortunately, there are certain tools that can auto-detect BPMs and stuff, but we want to do more with it than just capture BPMs, track IDs and stuff like that. There's also a separate screen. Let's do it like this. And this is the information that the decks hold. As you can see, currently there are no tracks loaded, but that will change after we do our lighting thing. And then we have BLT to MIDI, and that's what we will be using to have the lights respond to certain points in the track. So there's a little bit of coding involved in that one. The beat clock you can always use, but the cue reading and sending it over MIDI, that involves some coding, and the BeatLink Trigger has the documentation for that up on their website. So I will put it up. As you can see, I will put the links of those websites in the description, on YouTube at least, probably on Twitch as well. But this is the code I used. BeatLink Trigger works with shows. And every show has its specific function or use. So we have our beat clock, this one. And then we have our cue to MIDI. And our cue to MIDI is basically reading a track and then looking into cues, what text they have. And if they have a specific combination of letters, then it will react and send it over the MIDI port to our lighting software. So this is the player status window which we have here. And this is how it looks like when you're actually playing tracks. So you have various pieces of information that you can see, including the waveform and how we need to set up our cues. It can be memory cues or hot cues, it doesn't matter. I would advise checking into what works for you. I use hot cues basically for setting parts that are easy to start another track in. I'm sorry, I got a bit of a cold. And memory cues, I don't use all that much. So I use those for mid-sequence changes of the lighting. Anyway, they have a good tutorial. You can just download the show if you don't have anything else in. Beatlink trigger, which is a configuration file. I'll scoot it over a little bit. A configuration file, or you can just follow the tutorial, which has a lot of code in there. If coding is your thing, then this will be interesting. I'm not gonna go into the nitty-gritty of the code all that much, but if there are any questions about this, you want to set it up, then please let me know in the comments or contact me. I can help out. Well, once the code is in there, then we send everything to Loop MIDI. And we have the beat clock still in there, which is linked to a Loop MIDI port. And we have BLT to MIDI, which also has a port. So basically that's how these tools are linked together. I'm gonna remove this window because we don't need it, but I'll put it up later on if you guys want to see what's happening on the track. Next up, QLC. QLC Plus is basically my lighting software. And I chose QLC Plus because I can put in my own profiles. It's easy to understand. And it's easy to program something in there without it becoming overly complex. So as you can see, and you guys can see it because I have the lighting image in here as well. I've got the par lights, I've got some moving heads, I've got a laser, I got everything in here. And I divided everything into groups. And this helps with specific functionalities like EFX or grouping channels that you want to use. I'm not going into the DMX stuff too deep because that's not the main topic I want to talk about today. But basically this is where everything is collected. And then you have all your functions. You have scenes, so I put everything in folders because things will get real elaborate. Once you have more lights, you want to do more effects, you want to do more shows, you want to do more stuff like that. So basically, I'm just gonna go over every type of function there is. First off, we have scenes. You guys can follow my mouse if you want to. You have scenes, and scenes are just a static snapshot of your lighting and how you want them to be behaving. So you just want to put a par light, red, flashing, and then you want to do an effect or a laser effect or anything. That's what a scene is for. So just a specific snapshot. Then you have a chaser, and chasers are like a playlist. Yeah, I don't have any work now, but have a good one. And I will put this one up later today, so you can watch the rest if you want to. So, where were we? Chasers. Chasers are like a list of snapshots or effects or anything you want to do. They basically create a list. And I've got a list here with a few scenes in there. But basically you can use this for anything that you want. So you can also use it to display an EFX, or you can use it to link shows together, or well, basically anything goes. Then we have a sequence. And a sequence is basically what we did here with the chaser. It's just a list of scenes. And the difference with chasers is that a sequence can only contain scenes. Then we have EFX. And EFX are basically some motion-based events. So if you have a moving head, or if you have a laser that's what's a bit more complex or anything, then you can use EFX to change positions and stuff. You can also use it to make animated movements. Then we have collections, but I don't use those. So I don't. Maybe we can check the website for QLC Plus what that is. Collection. It's a function to group multiple functions. When a collection is started, all the grouped functions are started at once. So basically, if you have a LED bar with an effect, and you have a par light, you have a derby motion or lighting sequence that you want to start, this is the place to do it. I should make use of those more, to be honest. Then we have our RGB matrices. And the RGB matrices are basically when you have a sequence of light or a LED bar that has different parts to it and stuff, then you can do an animation on it. After that we have scripts. That's a more complex type of thing where you can automate events and stuff like that. Also not using it. Then you have audio and video. You can add audio and video because you can also do a video out with this. But mostly I use chasers, RGB matrices and scenes because, well, that's the easiest to do. But as you can see, there are more things possible with this software. So how did they chain this all together? And that's where our input-output screen comes in. So basically, I'm having three, well, what QLC Plus calls universes, but you can link everything together if how you want to. There's no limit to that. And how I did this was, I have the first universe which has an output to an IP address, and that basically implies that I have an ArtNET node in here with a network cable, and yes, that's true. ArtNET nodes aren't that expensive. It was like €100, and then all the lighting stuff. But seeing as you can make your own profiles, you can just go out to Wish or AliExpress and just buy a few cheap lights to test it out, which I did. Basically the power lights and the LED bars are from Wish, then they still work after a few years, so I'm not even that disappointed. And then we have BeatLink, which is our BeatLink trigger, which basically gives our BPM to QLC+. And then we have StreamerBot, which doesn't have the correct name anyway, because we are putting our Q connection in there. Maybe I can change it. Yes. I'm going to change this to Rekordbox Cues. So we have our BeatLink, we have our Rekordbox Cues, and we have our DMX to ArtNET, which is basically I'm gonna rename that as well to Signal Out. Well, at least now we know how this all comes together. If I'm going over everything too fast, just rewatch it later on, or follow the links that I will put up in the description once these hit YouTube and Twitch. But basically, this links everything together. This will take the MIDI in ports from Loop MIDI and send everything out to our ArtNET node, which translates the signal to DMX, and then we can use everything on the lighting. So we talked about how this all works. We had our Loop MIDI, we had our BeatLink trigger software. So basically this is our input, this is our through, and then we have QLC, which catches the MIDI and outputs ArtNET. Well, how does this work in practice? Well, I've linked the BeatLink universe to speed dial, and the speed dial is basically something that determines how fast your show goes. So you will put in the correct MIDI channel, and then we get a tap every time the DMX hits a certain note. With a MIDI clock, it's very specific. You have a input channel 531, so this got me thinking, but all will be fine. So that's our input. We connected it to a MIDI port and a universe in QLC. This has the functions in it that we need to determine the speed on. And as you can see, you have a factor for the tap. So every tap changes the speed of those functions. So basically I have chaser functions and I have some color functions. I didn't name them correctly, but there's not really a problem because you can always rename them. So as you can see, chaser 1, chaser 2, 1 beat, So every tab they update, and we have some LED panel functionality. I'm going over it with my mouse now. So those are those need to run faster than a single tab. So you can do a 16th beat or an 8th beat or a 4th or half beat or just anything that you like. Then we have all the buttons to do the functions. So I'm gonna press play, and now my stuff is active. So if I press, like I want a blue light from the parse, as you can see, the screen lights up blue for a little bit. So basically you can have those functions in there: red, green, blue, white. And this is everything I set up and scene. So if I have a scene for the blue lights, then I can attach it to a button and then work my way up there. So basically this goes the same for FX. Let's say we want to do our LED panels, and then we want to have an effect over it. So as you can see, my lights are running pretty well. And I have multiple effects in there. I can combine them in whichever way I want to. And in whichever color I want to. So how do we auto detect what button we need to press? Let's go with the blue par light again. Basically we link our function to the button, which is called par blue, and our button name is B because we want to have the first letter of the color in there because we have small buttons. Well, did you remember that we also have our BLT to MIDI, our Rekordbox Cues universe? Well, we're gonna link that to our external input, universe 3 MIDI, and then a specific channel. And it's a little bit hard to explain because these are MIDI notes that are played and then sent to the software. So if we check the code for our cue to MIDI, we can see that it looks for 1 to 127. So basically those are something that's in the theory of MIDI and is a multitude of 2, which usually is how binary code works. However, this basically notes that we have 127 keys that we can send over. So if we look at one of those buttons, we start at 130. So how? Well, basically the MIDI channel that is sent over is 129 plus the MIDI note that you are sending over. So basically if we want to send over channel 1 or MIDI node 1, we need to do 129 plus 1. So that's 130, which you can see in the input channel. So basically we can check every one of these. Let's go with the blue. That's 142, so that's 129. Let's make it easy. Let's do it visually. We can do 142. Well, ugh. 142. We'll take over 129. So this is MIDI note 13. And with all those buttons, I can't remember everything at the same time. So I created a cheat sheet for it. And if you look, par blue, we have our 142 MIDI channel in QLC, and we have our note in Rekordbox. So basically everything, every button that I have displayed in QLC is in here as well. And basically what we can do now is we can link anything to anything. And now I use specific things that I want to show or that I want to use. But you can also use shows or chasers to make your breaks and your build-ups more interesting. For now I'm just using these codes, and then later on I'm gonna add some chasers and some shows and some maybe some extra audio or some video effects, I don't know. But basically this is how it works, and then that's the technical stuff for the lighting. It isn't too hard, but it takes a few nights to set it all up and make sure it works correctly. Well, another problem with this is that I can't use Rekordbox and BeatLink Trigger at the same time, because they both use Pro DJ Link to get their information. So the biggest problem with this is that I just need to program my cues and stuff on Rekordbox, copy it to to a USB, and then need to test it out on a deck. So let's put the chat out of the way. So basically we have Rekordbox, and I put up the font of Rekordbox pretty high. Well, we just need to choose a track. I've got all smart playlists in here, so we basically can find everything we want in here. And since we are going to do a Millennium live stream tomorrow, I just want to have a track in there that I want to play, which isn't too slow. And it doesn't matter if you pitch it up or down with the beat. Speed dial in the lighting software, and all the functions connected to it, and the lights will change in speed accordingly as well. So all we need to do now is pick a track and then put in our lighting cues. So let's see, I'm gonna put this down, the music, and then we're gonna put in some track that we want to have lights in. So this is all Millennium Hardcore. I'm gonna play a Millennium stream tomorrow, so I'm just gonna make it easy on myself and put a track in there that has the lighting stuff, so you can check it out if you watching tomorrow as well. Maybe this one. So this is a track by Alien T. which has a pretty good build up and stuff like that. Just put up the volume a little bit.
There is no God.
So first of all, let's fix our beat grid. See if we have a right. Oh, that's not really something that's gonna work for me. Let's pick a different track then. Maybe this one. Fix our BPMs again. See if everything's still. So basically, as you can see, our beat grid's fine. And then we can just determine where we want to put our cues in. And basically, you can do this two ways. You can do it front to back, or you can just check where you want your cues to go. So this could be a point where I want to start a new track. And based on my own assumptions, I would make a hot cue here. Well, let's do that a little bit differently. So basically this is where our track starts to do something default. Let's put in the last one. The last hot cue, because we know this will probably be the last thing that we want to cue on. So basically what we want to do now is to check out what we want to do here, and that's probably a show or chase or something. So I'm gonna put up QLC plus, press play, and then check the shows. So this looks like a nice piece that we want to do there. Turn everything off again. So basically we have this one that says 133. And then we know from our cheat sheet that we know we have to use node 4 to do that. So we're just gonna put in here MIDI double dot 4. So basically now when we hit the cue, or hot cue in this case, there will be a signal sent over with a MIDI node of 4. Which is basically correct because, well, that's the show that we want to run. And there are more points to this as well. So basically we have, let's remove all our memory cues for now. So we'll have a memory cue here, which is the start of our track. And then we can just run through it. So this is the introduction of the track, and then you can just have the lighting run from the last track. Because after our hot cue that we set, there is nothing in between. So the lights just keep doing what they are told. Which is our nice white and green effect. So basically, maybe we want to do that on more accounts. So this will be all our old lighting. And then we will let's put in a name here. Start, because that will be auto-cued. Then we will put in a memory cue here. Which will be our MIDI. And then from the cheat sheet, I will show you in a bit. There's one. We want to turn off our lights. Everything at all. We have a little quirk as well, which takes up another memory cue. I don't know that button. Let me see. I can see in QLC. We have a Lumi off button, which was 215. I think I have it on my cheat sheet somewhere. This one, 86. So we 86 our lights. Everything that's on at that point. Well, maybe we can do a fading light. And then our beat begins here. And we'll put in a hot cue. And our hot cue will just be our green lighting thingy. So that's a small sequence on what you can do. And then here, maybe we want to do like let's see, that's not really something that we at least here we have a good spot for a hot cue. We will do the same here, just so that's channel 4 again. So this is just our, remember, just our flashing, moving, slow stuff. Let me close the blinds. You can see it a little bit better. So at least it's a little bit darker now. So that's what we're going with for most of the track. And we have our hot cue here again. We have a hot cue there again. So we can do something in between. How about we add laser effects? So let's put in another. I need to make sure I keep enough space for our main attraction. So let's stop everything here. I'm doing too much at the same time. Okay, go back a little bit. So this one will be another see, we can just gonna copy this one and then remove B because we want to do something in between. So I'm just gonna do this one as B. Put in the 4, but we also want to turn them off. And then let's put in a laser effect. So we have our buttons here. We can do like a red, green, blue. This isn't really that visible to you guys, but ha. Yo, people. It's a silent stream. Well, not really that silent, but I'm just programming in some stuff for the lighting. And I thought it was a good idea to bring the Nightmare Anthem. Yeah, fuck you, Unforgettable. Let me help you out with that recording again. So I've got a blue laser. Maybe I just want to do a red one. And then we're going to do an effect over it. So I'm just going to check out what we need. A red one. Let's see if we can put in a nice effect. Yeah, let's do like a simple wave. So that's red and B. So bye. So we have red and we want to do a B, which is like a wave, a red one. So basically I've put in my hot cue here and then turn everything off. And then again, we're going to go to our cheat sheet and check what we want to do. So we want to do our laser in red, which is note 50. And then pattern B, which is 63. So let me see if I did that correctly. me see that numbers again. 50 and 63. So basically this is gonna turn off all our lights and then display a laser wave. Then we had this one, which was going to be C. And then we gotta do 86 and 4. Why? Because we want to turn off everything without everything fucking sucking. We don't want to keep any lights on. And since some of my lights are a little bit quirky, and I need to do a channel to them. So we have our stuff here as well. What do we want to do here? So we're just gonna let the lights run. This is our break. So basically we can do this. Let me check if I have the off buttons right. We'll just let it work out. So basically we can do a hot cue here because maybe this is something we want to use later on. So again, MIDI 2 because we want to. And then we're gonna go with one beat next to that. And we had put in a memory cue for turning off all the lights that remain. So this is all gonna be black. Maybe we want to do like a little cue point here and tell our derby lights to do like a red because we have loads of green already. So we're gonna do 17 and we have some motion in there as well, which will be 48. So we will have our derby running. Then this will be an important point as well. So maybe we want to do a hot cue here. And we're just gonna do maybe we can do like '86 everything. Put in a laser beam because that's nice. So what we're gonna do is put in a purple one. So that's magenta, 54. Shut up. And then we just need to determine what effect the laser has. So maybe we want to give it a bit more extreme. Maybe this crazy spinning circle would be fun. So that's H. So we're gonna do H. And H will be 69. 69! So let's do... We have a lot of memory cues left, so let's do a memory cue here. Memory! And we'll do like a strobe version somewhere a little bit. So for the strobe we need cue, because that's... I'm gonna show it a bit, but it's just this. Yes? But I can do different effects as well. Maybe just do this. Have the strobes go wild. So that's 37. Then let's turn everything off beats later. So let's do another memory cue here. And then our music starts. So let's do a hot cue here. And call that like so. So we could do some fun stuff here as well. So let's do our final hot cue here. Let me remove that a bit. Cue it. And let's do that laser thing we did earlier. And then we can do that here. So that's that. And then we can cue this one. We'll do a memory cue. This will be the final things that we need to do. And then pray to God it works. So we're gonna let it fade out a little bit. And then let's change our let's do a different effect for now. So we're gonna turn off all the lights. And then put our derbies in full RGB. Because we can. So that's 27. And then we're gonna do a high motion effect. So we're just gonna check our cheat sheet. We have a high speed, which is 49. So basically, this will be it. So we're just gonna have our lighting come in from that track. Go through all the cues. You can write them down if you want to later on, but could be a little bit difficult. But earlier I made lists about this and then put it on. And then checked if it worked. However, for now we're doing this on the fly, so that's gonna be a bit more of a problem. So how to get this to your players? Well, you need to sync up a USB. So I'm gonna put in my Millennium USB, which this track is usually on, and then sync it, and then put it in a player. So we can see what happens. So I synced it up already. Well, not yet, but so this is a track we're doing, and we just gonna do export to Millennium. Then it syncs it up, and then we don't need Rekordbox anymore. So mind you, this could be full of mistakes, but basically it's just to check how and if that works. So we have our player status here. Then you can see what happens on the decks. Whoops, let me check that again. Oh yeah, it got corrupted. In the meantime, damn it. Maybe I could do it all over again. But I don't think so. Okay, so we're gonna do this a little bit easier way. Got it. Did you? Yeah. All right. So basically, this is what happens. So imagine you're playing a track. We're doing 172 BPM. And we're just having a lighting show going on from the last track. So I'm just gonna play show A. And then let's see what the lighting does. So this is a pre-setup show. So this, where the green stuff is what we just set up. So as you can see, not everything's working in perfect order. And sometimes it just works as charm. This better? Okay, so what's going on? Let's see. So we're gonna turn off our motion, our lighting and everything. And now we're gonna check. So basically, we can just scoot over to where we want to go. Okay, so we know for a fact, or we don't yet. Let's do this annoying one. Then scoot over to our first cue points. And then as you can see, nothing happens. And that's we did because we didn't get our name correctly. So we have our cue points. We want to do a full stop there, then go to the next one. So that's our 86. So that needs to turn off all our lights. And then we have hot QA, and hot QA will be our thingy. Then we have hot QB, which needs to turn off the lights completely. And then we have hot QC, which will in turn turn off the lights and go back to our lighting condition. Then we have hot QD, which will turn off the light slowly. Then we have another Q, which is at 352. Two minutes, 3 seconds, which will be R86. Okay. Well, let's turn off the annoying lights again. And then, as usual, we need to sync this up and then see if it works now. So let's pull out our USB, move it to the PC. This should be easier to do, but since you can only use one machine on the Rekordbox channel, I need to scoot over my USB every time. So let's see, we have our Millennium Hardcore, and then this track. We'll export it again to G, and then switch. So let's do our crazy lighting thing again. Let's do a little. Okay, so now QLC knows how fast it needs to go, so let's start and try. Okay, so it's not perfect yet. So you can basically see what happens here. So yeah, not perfect yet. But why? So let's break this down a little bit. What are we doing actually? So we're gonna make a new page. We're gonna do a list. Let's do a list. And we'll do... Fuck now. Let's do... a sheet. We'll do Q type. Add nodes. So we know what place, where and when. So based on this, we can see what we need. So let's scoot over. First we have 3 memory queues. So M, 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 and M. Let's insert another one. Hot queue ID, so we know which is which. Then we have a hot queue A. Yes, so we're here. Then we're gonna move over. We have a hot queue B. And right after that we have hot queue C. And after that we have hot queue D. And then we have another memory queue. So you can see here. I'm just going to show you the list in a bit. I think this is more important. So we have a memory queue. We have hot queue E. And then we have 2 memory queues again. And then hot queue F. So hot queue F. And then we have 2 memory queues again. And then hot queue G. But after G, we have another memory queue. And then our last hot queue F, H. So basically this is how our track looks like queue based. Let's do just a nice. Need to check that. Ah. Seems there was an error in my lighting. So, white light, white light. So basically, what we need to do now is check our lighting IDs. I'm gonna do it like this so you guys can still see it. And then I'm gonna take it over into our sheet. so we can check what's important. One. 86. 86. Then we have 2. 17. 48. 86 and 37. Then another 86. 2. And then, wait a minute. 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait a minute, I'm missing one. So, I missed one. And then that's our memory cues. So let's note down the hot cues as well. So basically this is it. I think. Whoops, forgot one. So basically this is how our track works. Cue based. And as we saw earlier, not everything is in the best state. So we need to check out which is which, or which works, and which don't work. So basically we need to go through all the cues and then check what happened. So what tells this tells us that when we go through the first 3 cues, so we're going to add another column, status. So we'll know which ones are good which ones we need to change. So those ones are good. Okay, so this one is faulty. That's B. So we can just throw it out maybe. And then we can remove C as well. So these were thrown out. We'll just get one long sequence of this white and green thing.
Somebody there? What is this magical dream that I dream? I walk through the trees.
So we know these work. And then this one works as well.
With butterflies and colors that I never see. The wind is a whisper and a bird softly sings. I realize that my dream has become a nightmare.
And for this one, let's check the cheat sheet again. Basically, this one gives a problem. And that is because we are using 86 at least. So maybe we can just put in the red button again, because we're at a show. So let's do 17. Turn off the motion as well. Then 54, which is magenta. 59, which is a sequence, which could also be a good idea to switch. And then there is a memory cue later on. This one. Yes. So we have 59 and 54 running here. We could just press those again. Then with that flash button, maybe this works for the flashing. Need to 80-60 lights anyway. So let's try that. And then flashing. So if you want to turn the flash off, then we have a specific button for that. And that's 46. So we can do 46. Maybe we can just do 4 here. For F, that's our usual 4. Why? Oh, that's our show. Then after that, fade out. And then we're gonna do our laser thing here again. So $27 and $49. What's that? That's our RGB. Then there's that. Our memory cue. Not using that one, so that's a removed one. And then we got a whole lot of stuff to do. So let's see, memory cue 186. This one 86, 1748. Then we have that one. Then we have that one. Then we have two 86 and 749. So cues are done. Hot cues A 4, D2, E, F is just gonna be 4. And then G is gonna be like that. So we actually wrote it down. And now my only hope is that it will be better. So gonna sync this to my USB again. And now we're just gonna load it up again. As you can see, so let's just put this on white. Wait, maybe I could do something cool. Well, just a sec. I have this screen. Yeah, that's it. So just a sec, I'll be back in a moment. And then we're gonna check our new setup. So yeah, we're back. That's 2 hours of streaming. Yeah, but once this track is done, maybe I'm going to make it a bit easier on myself, then we can just quit. Tomorrow I'll be doing a music stream. This track will be in it as well, so be on the lookout for it. So part of this is just trial and error, just understanding your technical setup and what you want to do with it. So as you can see, I did a little bit of smoke. So let's just play the track and see how it goes. So this is the lighting from the last track, in theory. But for now it's just white.
Somebody there?
What is this magical dream that I dream? I walk through the trees of a forest so green. With butterflies and colors that I never see. The winds whisper and the birds softly sing. But when I look again, the forest is black. The trees are all dead and their branches are bare. And slowly I realize that my dream has become a nightmare.
Alright, so as you probably saw, still needs some work. Well, what we did notice was at the right at some time a laser doesn't turn on and the lights just keep going. So I would propose making a new button for the derby. So let's turn all the lights off. Check, check, check. That's it. And then creating a new button for the derby where everything is off. This is just because the derbies are quirky on their own right. So basically we want to expand copy a button and we'll just call it off. Now we need to make a scene for our derby colors, and we'll do a clone of RGB. And we'll just call it off. So we could change our individual values here. Let's do a 5, so we know for sure. And then we'll go to the console, and then we can do an assignment RGB off to this one. It's 157. So we can just see there's this one. So we can just put in here BLT to MIDI, and we're waiting for 217. Well, I hate the 86 one. So let's check. Hot QE. That will be 88. And then we can do let's see how this works first. And then we had the strobe thingy. So there's this one. And then this was 46, which is turning our strobe off. So basically I just switch some things around, which we can now test again. So let's do the same thing as last time. White lighting. And then play.
Somebody there?
What is this magical dream that I dream? I walk through the trees of a forest so green. With butterflies and colors that I've never seen. The winds whisper and a bird softly sings. But when I look again, the forest is black. The trees are all dead and their branches are bare. And slowly I realize that my dream has become a nightmare.
All right. So basically now that we know what's going on, and I've actually only seen one error, which has to do with the lasers, and that is that they flash only once and then stop doing what I tell them to do. So I think it just has to do with how you send out the commands. So basically I can switch those around. There's the monitoring. So I just changed it around a bit. Now I need to sync it up again, and then we can do another test run. That should be fine. So let's sync it up again and then test again. Basically what I can do now is take interest in certain places of the track. So let's do that and see how it works.
Somebody there?
What is this magical bear has become a nightmare?
You see how that laser flashed? Probably not, but I did. Let's fix that. Oops. That's also a problem. I didn't pick a sequence. Whoops. So one more time to sync it up and then let's go again.
What is this magical bear tree? A nightmare. A nightmare.
It's even worse now, so. So let's do another test.
Somebody there?
What is this magical dream that I dream? I walk through the trees of a forest so green. With butterflies and colors that I never see. The winds that whisper and the birds softly sing. But when I look again, the forest is black. The trees are all dead and their branches are bare. And slowly I realize that my dream has become a
Okay, so basically that's that. And I just need to check some stuff. So let's sync it up one more time. Or should I do the change first? I think that's better. So let's stop this right there. Now basically everything is off, but I noticed a problem. Which is that my lasers aren't doing the animation I want them to do. So we have the color, but we don't need to have them do everything. So we're just gonna put everything to 0. Because apparently we need to set this up another way. So I'm gonna put it to 0, turn it off. Then I'm gonna put it to 0, turn it off. Then with the patterns, we turn it on anyway. So let's test. We do pink, it's off. D, we have a nice animation of a wave. So basically when I play around with this now, or at least synchronize it again, we should see a change in how the lighting behaves. You didn't see anything change here, but what I did, I have the laser coloring, and I did just the color and not how bright it should be. So the luminosity, brightness of the laser is being controlled by the pattern and not by the color, which should give a better result. Mind you, again, we have some quirky lights in here, so another sync should be in order. So I'm going to leave this here, resync the USB, and then try it again.
Somebody there?
What is this magical dream that I dream? I walk through the trees of a forest so green. With butterflies and colors that I never see. The winds a whisper and a bird softly sings. But when I look again, the forest is black. The trees are all dead and their branches are bare. And slowly I realize that my dream has become a
Okay, so again, laser are still not working. So we're gonna do like a more brute forced solution to this. So we're gonna pick the color at the beginning, because I don't want to jank up the laser again. So we can do remove 54 there, 54 there, maybe that's 88, so that's the colors. So basically we'd have the color running all the time, so like this, and then we're just switching what we want to do. Basically, we shouldn't have a problem. We should not have a problem with this. So That should be fine. Then we had this little problem. We have a cue here at 425, which is a fade out. Hold Q G. As a laser, then we have this one right here, 426. So that's our RGB, but I think RGB is a little problematic. So I want to do a simple white. So changing this to 20 should be better fit. So basically now I have to sync it up again.
Somebody.
What is this? Precious bear. A nightmare.
I don't know where I am now. 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 I'm running, I'm tripping, I scream and I shout. When it's flash on my arm, it's grab at my feet. I'm gone, I can't remember the
A nightmare.
I'm running, I'm tripping, I scream and I shout. When it's flash on my arm, it's grab at my feet. I'm gone, I can't remember the
Alright, nearly there. You guys didn't see it, but the color of the laser wasn't good, so I'm just gonna put it in there where we need to have it. Where it's safer for the laser as well. So that should be it. Let's see, I'm gonna sync it up one more time and then we're gonna do it the right way. Now, only thing for us to do is to at least reset the lighting. Put it to white. But it could be any sequence, so keep that in mind. Gonna put my display on lighting mode again and then let's see how it goes. In 3, 2, 1.
Somebody there?
What is this magical dream that I dream? I walk through the trees of a forest so green. With butterflies and colors that I never
Alright. So basically, that's how it works. And despite having some janky lighting and some commands that don't work, my cheat sheet isn't up to date. There's a lot of stuff to say about this, but at least it works. So that's good to know. And then it's just ironing out some final quirks and stuff. Like, why did my strobe miss its cue? But that's small stuff, so so it's just small things like that. Don't have much left to work on this track at least. But these things tend to be quirky and, well, it's a technical thing, so every technical problem takes time, and this one is no exception. So tomorrow I will do a Millennium Hardcore stream, play this track as well, so the lighting should be visible in a live environment. I'm not doing that now. Just for the fun of it, we can play it again. Let's see what our final product is. I mean, it's pretty janky at best, but thanks for the sub. That's awesome. So if there are any questions about the lighting stuff, please let me know, because that's why I'm here. Hoo-wee, smoky affair. Well, I've got the track ready, so let's do this. Well, wait a darn minute. That's it.
Somebody there?
What is this magical dream that I dream? I walk through the trees of a forest so green. With butterflies and colors that I never see. The winds whisper and the birds softly sing. But when I look again, the forest is black. The trees are all dead and their branches are bare. And slowly I realize that my dream has become a nightmare.
I don't know where I am now. I don't know where I am now.
Alright, so that's the final result for today. And I think it's pretty awesome. I'm not sure about you guys, but I think this is a great start of sorts. So, I think still made a mistake. Doesn't matter. Well, at least the track is play ready for where we need it to be. And remember, this is just some basic stuff. I'm not too deep into this. Because, well, you can do shows, you can do video, you can do audio extra. You can do collections, you can do, well, basically anything. And I'm still in my R&D phase to look into what's possible with the lighting software. However, we can clearly, and that was our goal for today, create a track that responds to Rekordbox Cues based on our loop MIDI, our beat link trigger, and our lighting software. So whatever happens in Rekordbox is not that important. But we created the cues that work, and we edited a track so we can use the lighting to our advantage to make the track even more stand out. And I think that's the most important thing in this stream at all. So, seeing that this is done, tomorrow evening I will do a live stream with Millennium Hardcore. And of course this track will be in it, so you guys can see the result of the lighting tutorial, AMA, Q&A we did today. So with that being said, this will be the final words for today. So I hope you guys have learned a little bit about how I do my lighting and actually how much work is going into this. But it's all for the fans, you know. So please remember this, and if you really liked this stream, check out tomorrow where I will play this track in a live situation. For now, I will say goodbye, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.